Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Muntz, and this is my presentation on Sigmund Freud and psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud is known as the founder of Psychoanalysis, which is a method for treating mental illness and understanding human behavior. He is regarded as one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, and his ideas and theories have had a profound impact on the field of psychology and psychiatry. His work on the unconscious mind, dreams, and the role of childhood experiences in shaping behavior has had a lasting impact on our modern culture. Freud believed that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are driven by unconscious impulses and desires that can be traced back to childhood experiences. And he thought by exploring these through certain techniques, such as free association, dream analysis, and interpretation, that we could gain insight into the root causes of psychological symptoms and work towards resolving them. Freud also emphasized the importance of the therapeutic relationship between the patient and the therapist. He believed that a trusting, supporting relationship was essential for the success in therapy. Free association is a key technique that Sigmund Freud used. And this technique encouraged patients to speak freely and say whatever comes to mind, without censoring or editing any thoughts. He believed that this allowed for access to the unconscious mind, where repressed thoughts, memories, and desires may be stored. Resistance was another key concept in psychoanalysis that Sigmund Freud emphasized, and he said that this refers to the patient's reluctance or refusal to reveal certain thoughts, feelings, or memories during therapy. Seduction theory was a controversial idea that Sigmund Freud proposed. It suggested that sexual abuse or trauma experienced in childhood was the cause of many hysteria cases and other mental illnesses. And Freud later actually abandoned that seduction theory. Dream analysis was a central part of Sigmund Freud's theory of psychoanalysis. He believed that dreams were a manifestation of the unconscious mind and that they provided valuable insights into a person's thoughts, feelings, and desires. His theory of personality is probably one of his most influential contributions to the field of psychology. He said that the human psyche is divided into three parts: the id, the ego, and the superego. He said the id represents the primitive instinctual part of the psyche, and this is the part that seeks pleasure and gratification. It operates according to the pleasure principle and seeks immediate gratification of its desires and impulses without regard for any consequences. Freud stated that the ego represented the rational, conscious part of the psyche that mediates the demands between the id and the constraints of reality, operates according to the reality principle, which means that it seeks to satisfy the desires of the id, but in a way that is socially acceptable and in lines with the demands of the external world. The superego represents internalized values, morals, and ideals of society that are learned through socialization and cultural influence. It operates as kind of an internal judge, and it evaluates the actions of the ego while trying to enforce moral standards and norms. According to Freud, conflicts between these three parts of the psyche lead to psychological symptoms and disorders. For example, if the ego is unable to satisfy the demands of the id while also conforming to the standards of the superego, this could result in anxiety that can lead to psychological distress. Despite all the controversies, Freud's theories remain a fundamental part of modern psychology. His ideas were controversial and continue to be debated today, but his influence on psychology and popular culture is definitely undeniable. His exploration of dreams, the unconscious mind, his theories of the id, ego, and superego make him one of the most influential people to psychology. And this information was found in chapter or lecture 16, week 14 in our classroom information.